Hello everyone, hope you've had a brilliant Easter. It's SWTR here, early morning in the studio just before the West Midlands Day Ranger today. Coming up on SWTR News in the next few minutes. Opening today, 3 new stations are to welcome passengers onto the Camp Hill line. Liverpool Lime Street's assisted travel lounge opens to passengers. And the Branch Line Society announces the run of the North to South connection this May. Hi everyone, first up, I don't actually have any major disruption and engineering works to report to you except for some amended Caledonian sleeper services. Please check the National Rail website to find out a little bit more about this. Moving on though swiftly to our first story, yes, 3 new stations are opening in the West Midlands today on the Camp Hill line. Here's MH Trains to tell us a little bit more.
The Camp Hill line is set for a massive upgrade today. 3 new stations will be opening to passengers: Kings Heath, Moseley Village and Pineapple Road. The Camp Hill line has been without passenger services since 1941, with the stations officially closing in 1946. But these new stations are about to change that. With these 3 new stations opening today, this will mark the first passenger service in over 80 years. Expect these stations to be busy today and allow extra time for your journey, as train services are also expected to be very busy. And join us today as we take a trip to see these new stations and give our thoughts on them too. MH Trains, SWTR News, Birmingham.
Wow, can't wait to visit these stations later on today. Thank you MH Trains, see you later. Next up, Liverpool Lime Street's assisted travel lounge has recently opened to passengers, would you believe? Passengers who need help to get on and off trains at Liverpool Lime Street Station will now have access to a dedicated waiting area, as well as a number of new features to improve their journeys. The new assisted travel lounge fully open to passengers travelling into and out of Liverpool's biggest train station. Network Rail has invested 400 grand into the lounge, which is located on the station concourse. The space has been transformed into a quiet and welcoming waiting area for passengers with additional mobility and sensory needs, with a dedicated team on hand to help. The lounge includes accessible seating with integrated space for wheelchairs, an accredited changing places toilet facility, a sensory nook for people who find stations overwhelming, and a staffed welcome desk. The lounge is open between 7 AM to 8 PM each day. The project was funded in part by Muscular Dystrophy UK. The charity provided a contribution of 65 grand towards the delivery of the Changing Places facility, funded through a grant awarded as part of the government's transport strategy. Rachel Rabaza, station manager at Liverpool Lime Street, said, "Lime Street Station is a getaway for many travellers who want to visit the incredible city of Liverpool. Sometimes travelling on trains can be a daunting experience for people, so the addition of our new assisted travel lounge is very welcome. It will provide a calm, relaxing waiting area outside of the hustle and bustle of the station concourse, and it will ensure people with complex physical needs can travel with dignity, comfort and independence." Jamie Ross, Director of Transport at the Liverpool City Region Combined Authority, commented, "Providing accessible and comfortable facilities is an essential part of making our transport network work for everyone. We're pleased to have been able to support Network Rail in opening this new assisted travel lounge, which will offer passengers a calmer, more welcoming space as they travel through Lime Street Station and across our city region and beyond." Wow, brilliant news for Lime Street, very good for people with disabilities. Finally, the Branch Line Society has announced that it will be running its North to South Connection event this May. The Branch Line Society are inviting passengers to join its stock move, the North to South Connection, on Friday the 1st of May 2026, ahead of the Welsh Dragon fixture the following day. The HST rolling stock 2+7 formation is expected to be running as a Class 1 train in place of the more usual Class 5. The movement is set to be a one-way journey picking up from Manchester Victoria. Following this, the ECS movement is set to follow the main line towards Watford Junction at 1:30 PM and onto the Great Western Main Line, where the stock will be left at Reading at 3 PM to be prepared for the following day's main event. Timings are all approximate, with confirmation with Network Rail due closer to May. Onboard passengers can enjoy refreshments and snacks from the buffet counter, which can be located in Coach F, 125 Group will also be providing a selection of merchandise from Coach C. Ticket prices are standard class for £39, first class for £59, and first class for a table for two for £79. Under 18s will also benefit from a £5 reduction in all fares. Wow, that really does sound like something really interesting, eh? That's it for this edition of SWTR News. Join us next time where we catch up more on rails and other transport. And also, do be sure to check out the West Midlands Day Ranger vlog as we visit the Camp Hill stations in Birmingham and give our first thoughts on them. Until then though, we're spotted with the rides. Remember to like and subscribe.